always wanted to do this. What's going on?
Well, what are your thoughts on the jersey?
Oh, I love him. Yeah, I love him. When I first seen him, I didn't really know what to expect, but I just think the attention to detail and just this copper, the colors of it, I'm saying, the sand and everything. I think we're gonna look real good in these. Yeah, I love them. What you guys think of them?
Clean.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like they kind of embody Arizona pretty well.
Yeah, I think so, for sure. Especially after a couple days ago, that last dust storm, I think the helmet is very fitting for what I just seen. So, yeah, no, I love them. I think we're gonna look good in them.
James, is the look good, feel good, play good mindset a legit thing for a player?
Oh yeah, for sure. You want to look good in uniform out there, and yeah, we're gonna have a lot of help with these. So that's definitely a mindset thing as well. You want to look good out there.
You ever seen a haboob before? Whatever day that was, the dust storm.
No, nothing like that. That was it was different for sure. You don't see that in PA. So yeah, it was crazy though.
James, you've talked about how overall this entire team wants to take that next step. Now that you're inching closer to week one, what does that next step look like?
Just handling, day by day. I'm excited, I really am, for this team this year. And the next step is handling business, getting ready for week one. So we know what we want to do this year, who we want to be. And so got a great opportunity in front of us, with the Saints. So we got to come ready. It'll be a tough one, but we're looking forward to the challenge. We're accepting all challenges.
Is it nice getting a little bit of a buffer week before you guys really kind of get into week one?
Yeah, that's kind of been the schedule, at least, since I've been in the league. After camp, you have that weekend off. So it's really nothing new with that. Just a weekend, to get your mind right, get away from the game a little bit, and come back and be locked in for the full season.
You've obviously spent an entire offseason with Bam Knight. Obviously, that surprised a lot of us on the outside that he made the roster. I'm guessing it probably didn't surprise you as much on the inside with what you've seen all the time?
Yeah, well, obviously it helps, that last preseason game we had, taking a big one to the house. But Bam been coming to work since the first day I met him, It's kind of funny, like even on our low days and high days, even on the low days, he's still 100 miles per hour, but he has that mindset of, if he did get released again, it's not going to be because of work ethic or him not performing, and that's truthfully the mindset you need to have. So, yeah, it wasn't surprised, man. He practices hard every day, and he's a talented player as well. And he finished the preseason strong, and that's what it's all about.
Tip has kind of become a popular guy in the offensive line. How much do you appreciate him setting the tone, physicality in the run game?
Yeah, man, Tip is a guy, tough to replace. Just first off his size, and then when you put that mindset that he has, value and blocking first and all that type of stuff, and just what he brings to the game. We love it. As who we want to be as a football team. He embodies that, to the fullest. So he's a tone setter for sure, and just a nice body out there for us.
Yeah, you guys. Go ahead.
You've run behind Will Hernandez quite a bit, so bringing him back, that depth on the offensive line, what do you like about running behind him?
That size of Will, for sure. But no, Will's a guy who loves the game. Super talented player. And he has that mindset too of just getting back to 100% right now, and he'll help us eventually. Whenever the time's right. But I love to see the Mijo back, man. He's a phenomenal teammate, first and foremost, as well as just, that size and his football play. But he's a phenomenal teammate, number one. So super happy to have him back. And whenever he's ready and can help us in any way he can, we'll take it.
With Tip and having multiple running backs and the way you guys deploy multiple tight ends, you guys obviously have a very clear offensive philosophy. In your mind, does it matter for a team to have a clear philosophy? Is that important?
You could say that. But just execution in general, whatever you want your team to be, the identity, scheme, whatever type of offense we running, we just got to execute. And we believe that, it's always going to be a player on a player. That's the game of football. So winning your one-on-one matchups and, just executing, you know. But of course, you want to be clean and crisp and focused on what you do and do it at a high level.
You've been very outspoken about loving the contact and that if you could play and practice 100% every day, you would. So now that you're this close to the first preseason game, I know you've been playing in the league for quite some time. Do you get antsy at all because you are ready to go and run through a defense?
I used to, but, you know, I got some action, you know, versus Kansas City, you know, in the preseason one. So, you know, I got a little taste of it there. And, you know, we had to practice with the Broncos and whatnot. We practiced hard, but I know what to expect, you know, and got tackled a couple weeks ago, you know, so I'm in it, you know. And the way we practice, you know, that defensive line and our linebackers, you know, in the thud, in the core when we're thudding up at practice, I felt the contact this camp, so I think week one we can come out and be ready and not be antsy and, you know, hit the gas full speed.
You're in year 5 with the organization. Kyler's entering year 7. You guys have been together here the whole time. Putting the finishing touches here on training camp preseason, what are your expectations for him going into this pivotal year?
My expectations for him is just the PK1. You know, he's going to compete every time he steps out on the field. He's going to rally us, get us together, and expectations, man, is just, like I said, just to be him, be that guy everybody knows he could be. That's what we expect from him, you know. So, yeah, we're excited about it, man, and he touched the ball every play. You know, he knows what he can do and how he can help us going forward, and so, like I said, we accepted all our challenges.
Thanks, James.
Thank you, guys. Yep.
They showed us these back in, when was it?
Smile, hold up.
Oh,
Smile.
sorry. I did already, Chris. Golly, like a parent. When did they show us these, Chris? In June? Is that when it was? Yeah.
We like most of that.
It was cool because it kind of like incorporated, like, obviously the state flag, which I thought was always cool. Like you see those mock-ups on Twitter, and then just the speckle, the sandstorm. I think it was funny. We had that haboob yesterday or whatever, whenever it was, and literally this was. I mean, I wish I would have had. I would have worn my backyard. But they were super secretive about it. They didn't let us take any pictures or do anything like that. But it was awesome when we got to go do it. They had a huge studio set up for us. They like covered us up in like the winter gear, hid the helmets. It was really cool. Really cool color combination too.
Was it not hard to keep it a secret?
I mean, they kind of did it at the right time because then everyone kind of goes away for that June, summer, and then kind of don't think about it. And then during camp, you know, you kind of see a little bit of it. You know, you see when all the jerseys from other teams and like the mock-ups you see on social media. I kept thinking about it a little bit, but it was really cool.
What do you feel like as we prepare to get this season started? I mean, you've talked about it a couple different times. Do you get a vibe of what this team is going to be like, or do you need to play some games that count the standings before you really get a sense of what this team is?
I mean, yeah, you kind of go into every game 0-0, you know, with that mindset. You got to treat every game. Don't think about the past, future, or present. You just got to think about the present. I think we have a very mature team, like even the young guys, except they're around a lot of more mature players, guys that have played a lot of ball, guys that are older. And, you know, some guys are kind of young and have played a lot of ball. So they know what it's like the details that go into the days that when we aren't going full speed or we are going full speed. So I think that's really good for a team, especially as a defense, you know, because you can get lackadaisical in those days easily if you're a young guy. So it's really nice to see like them kind of do it by themselves, like they're starting to get in that rhythm or habit to, like, you know, you don't have to tell them this or that, they already know it. And that's signs always of a good defense, coming into the meeting room with questions, things like that.
Knowing that you're not participating as much during the preseason, at what point do you shift your focus to focusing on the Saints?
Yeah, so it's kind of hard. You know, you want to get to looking at them. You don't want to consume too much information because, you know, like upstairs, like Nick and them, they could be telling you one thing and the next week, like, you're like, oh, you know, we're going to change what we thought about this. So it's like, but yeah, you definitely want to think about the first game. I've looked at it a little bit, especially this week because we're rolling into it. But we're still doing installs during the late preseason, so kind of have still stuff to kind of, you know, study at night and kind of take up a little bit of your time and not just sit there all the time watching that game, same, you know, team prepping for game one.
Jonah Williams said yesterday something that stands out to him so far about this team is how evenly matched the offense now is with the defense.
Yeah.
And what can you tell about this defense so far? I mean, how different is it this year?
I mean, for me in the past, like even since I've been here, you know, I've been here going on 5 years, guys are accountable of themselves and they hold others accountable, right? You can go to someone and say, hey, let's try and work on this. And then we do it pre-practice. Hey, I think you should do this. Okay, I think I should do this. And then we kind of combine our thoughts, right, and try and make, you know, get to one common goal, right? You can tell someone to do something without being offended, without, you know, stuff like that, right? Everyone's talking to each other like a grown man, like we're all trying to have one common goal. And that's one thing we see a lot of on the defensive side of the ball and offensive side. We work with the offensive guys a lot, especially, you know, whenever your feet get combined, you're trying to like save each other, stuff like that. But also just in technique aspects. Paris, Jonah, all those guys, guards, they ask us because sometimes we'll do all kinds of sorts of things. So they ask us a lot about, you know, how we do certain things, our steps, our hands, stuff like that. So there's a lot of back and forth and just communication as well.
As someone who plays a lot of positions, how often are you talking with people on the defense outside of your position room, maybe on the D-line or linebackers and outside of your room?
Yeah, a lot of the times it's talking to like other coaches, how they see things, talking to safeties, like during the play, a lot of communication with safeties and linebackers. Yeah, you got to know quite a bit of stuff because sometimes it changes depending on what structure we're in or what personnel. So yeah, you got to be able to handle it and then live, you know, do it fast, do it right. So that's something that we've been working on for a while, and obviously having an off-ball background and, you know, now on-the-ball stuff, it helps it's a little bit easier for me and some other guys to do. But it definitely, yeah, you do a lot of communication.
know the defense is the same with Nick Ross, but you do still have Coach Debo, Matt Feeney, Christian Garcia. Those new voices, how have they been able to help you out?
Oh yeah, Debo is like, he's a firecracker. He's screaming all the time. Yeah, he's like, the other day he was talking about, yeah, we were emotional yesterday, and then he like comes into the meeting today and he's like screaming, and I was like, I think I know where they're emotional from. Like I said it to myself, you know. But no, Debo's great. Like he'll tell you how they want to do things, and then listens to us how we want to do it, and then like I said, we're trying to get to a common goal. That's the cool thing too, is because the coaches are here. It's not like my way or the highway. On some things it is, right, how they want it done. On specific things, but like when it comes to like incorporating our own, physical skills into certain things, they allow us to do that, and especially when we work with a D-line on certain things. So it's cool. And Feeney's awesome. Yeah, he's freaking super smart. He's me and him. He was an off-ball coach, obviously in Las Vegas. So me and him sometimes think the same way in certain things, but he's a really good coach.
This team overall under JG has kind of developed this philosophy, right, of motoring violence and been very clear about that. Do you think it's important for a team to have a clear, defined philosophy like that?
Yeah, for sure, because like you can always fall back on that. If I go out there and I don't know the play, if I don't know something, if I just go forward and probably hit someone or the ball, then it's probably going to be a plus. I might have messed something up, but I mean that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? I think Barron's first sack last year, I think he was supposed to be dropping, and he takes off and he just got a sack. You know what I mean? Like he didn't really know, but he's just just straight going. And I mean, obviously he just got there the week before, but it's like that's type of kind of the situation it may be where you don't get the call. So 90% of the time, if you use that, you'll probably be right.
Darren didn't have a full season with this team last year, so now that he has that experience in the full off season, liked him enough to bring him back. What do you see from him day in and day out? Yeah,
Barron's good. He's quick off the ball. He's great. He's kind of soft spoken, but like when he speaks, he you know what I mean. He knows what he's talking about, and he knows how he wants things done and how he sees things. Me and him play a lot of the similar positions, so we talk amongst each other about how we see certain things, and kind of like we're like, hey, we don't really got to do all that. It's kind of type of stuff too. When it's too complex, it's more the DBs to get all into that, especially when we're dropping. But yeah, me and Barron spend a lot of time together. He's really awesome. He's a great teammate, great athlete as well.
What's back to the jerseys? What's your favorite jersey you've ever worn, whether high school, college, NFL? What's the cleanest uniform?
I mean, this is probably pretty cool. This is probably like the fanciest one I've worn. The white ones that we currently wear are probably my favorite too. I really like those. But yeah, I think on the inside of the white ones, you guys probably can't see it, but on our white ones, like right here, it says Bird Gang on it, I believe. Yeah, those are pretty cool. They always kind of put something inside there. It's pretty awesome to see, cool stuff. Like inside our helmets too, they put like our name and a badge, so that helmet's specific to you. It has like your signature, kind of like your autograph. It's pretty cool.
Thanks, Dave.